Briar finally made it to the PBE, let's bite in and take a look at everything she can do in detail. She has no health regen at all and her abilities cost health. Her passive applies bleed to targets for 5 seconds that stacks up to 9 times. This is applied from both her attacks and abilities, and the bleed does damage based on the stacks and also heals Briar. She gains more healing the lower her health is, and if a target dies while it was bleeding, she gains healing for 100% of the remaining bleed damage that would have happened for that target. This works on champions, jungle monsters and minions, so you can just hit minions near death and get a nice heal from them when they die. Vampire Jinx's Q is a point and click stun, leaping to the target, damaging and stunning them as well as lowering their armor. This can be casted on allies as well to dash to them. Unfortunately you don't stun allies too though. It also works on both champions and minions or monsters, and it works across walls as well, and if she casts this during her Blood Frenzy W on a minion or monster, she will stop prioritizing champions. Nimona's W is the Blood Frenzy and Snack Time. After a short dash that also works over walls too, she turns into pre-rework Ghoul Evelyn and enters the Blood Frenzy, self-taunting to the nearest enemy for 5 seconds, so you can't control her during this. She will just run towards the target on her own, prioritizing champions, and while in the frenzy she gains a lot of attack speed and movement speed, and her attacks turn to blades that deal AoE damage. Then you can recast this ability to bite the target, dealing extra damage on the next attack and healing Briar. This bite doesn't take you out of the frenzy and it deals more damage to monsters and minions, and you can use Q as well during the frenzy. And if there are no enemies around, you can just use it to dash over walls. Tarantino's favorite champion's E is a Scream, taking out of her W if she was in a frenzy, so you can use this to cancel the W at any time, and gains damage reduction and healing while casting this. When the Scream goes out, it deals damage and slows targets hit. You can tap it for a quick scream or channel it for a full scream, and when fully charged it also knocks back enemies, deals more damage, and if the targets hit a wall they get stunned. So yeah, she has 2 stuns and 2 dashes. Also you can't control the direction of the E after you started casting it, so it goes in the direction it is charging like a Cyan Q. And the Bloodbag's ultimate is Certain Death, kicking the gemstone that keeps her sane in the selected direction with an almost global range on it, and if it hits an enemy champion, she flies towards them. This can't be stopped by anything. Even if another champion moves in the line, she will still fly to her first target. On landing she deals damage to everything nearby and also fears the other targets around her main target, and enters her W frenzy form and will pursue her prey until the prey or Briar dies. When this is active she also gains more armor and magic resist, more lifesteal and more movement speed, and when the target is hit it interrupts channels and also gives true sight on that target until she reaches them. Just careful where you use it since it has a really long range. And you can use every skill while in this too, even the W for the bite, and you can also cancel it with her E, or you can just sit there all day if you and your target survive. You also apply the passive bleed stacks faster too thanks to the big attack speed. And that's pretty much everything she can do. Pretty damn fun. She doesn't turn into a full vampire monster or feeds on allies and enemies, or has a day and night cycle or an umbrella as her weapon like we were speculating, but she's really fun to play and her kit feels good. Let me know what you think about her after all. Leave a like or I'll bite you, and thanks for watching.